Hello, this is a video that I'm making to demonstrate a prototype that I've written, and this prototype is showing how I could use the Obsidian Text Expander JS to develop shortcut files for tabletop RPGs going forward. This prototype is purely for getting feedback. I'm not married to any of the ideas that I'm putting here. I'm really open to suggestions. Please send all of your comments to the discussion board that I'll link to in the show notes below. This vault that I'll be demonstrating with can also be downloaded in that discussion board. Okay, so I'll begin with the character sheet for Bob the dwarf. Bob is a dwarf fighter. He has 20 hit points. His stats are 19, 12, and 9. You can see this character sheet looks pretty good. It's not tied to any particular tabletop RPG system. It's just something I made up for this demo. I want to point out that a character sheet is basically a form that has variables and values throughout it. So when I go into edit mode, you can see that there's a little bit more going on. And I'm going to select it all so that it removes the markdown formatting. And you can see there's a bunch of variables and values. Each variable is in the format of asterisk, percent, the variable's name, percent, asterisk, underscore, the variable's value, and then underscore. I'm open to suggestions about this format. I know it's a little bit odd. I chose it to be unique, so you're not likely to do this accidentally when you're trying to do something else. Putting asterisks around a comment, which is what these percentages are, is kind of odd. It's also easy to use, like I can change this to high or whatever. I could change the value to 30 or whatever, 30. And also when you go into reading mode, all of the extraneous information is hidden inside the comments, so what you see is basically something that looks pretty nice. So that's all what I thought of when I was designing this format. I've been told that I could use the Obsidian plugin Data View to help with this, but I'm not really sure how I could use that. Again, if you have any comments about this, go to the discussion board linked to in the show notes below and just post them there, and I'd be happy to read them and respond. So that's the format. So I'm going to go into each of the shortcut files that I've written as part of this prototype. I'll start with the first one, which is varnotes, F1 varnotes. And varnotes has two shortcuts, get and set. And this allows you to get and set any variables that are in a particular note. As an example, varnotes get characters Bob, and let's get the class variable. So Bob is a fighter. Great. So we can also do varnotes set characters Bob, class, and we're going to set him to Bard. Great. So now Bob is Bard. I'll change that back to fighter just because it makes more sense with the stats. So that's basically all varnotes gives you, a getter and a setter for the variables. And the other two shortcut files, they use that library to access the variables inside of any character sheet. So the second one, ref to character actions, the character actions shortcut file is something I wrote to give you a taste for how you could access the variables in a meaningful way. So this has three shortcuts, get HP, hurt, and heal, and they all work basically as you'd expect. So get HP, Bob gets 20, because right now he has 20 HP hit points. If you say hurt, Bob 5, Bob reduced to 15 hit points, hurt, Bob 20, it reduces him to 0 because it floors it at 0. And then heal does what you'd expect. Bob, let's say 30. He's raised to 20 because he's got a cap of a max hit points of 20. That's basically all there is to the character actions. It's, again, a sample of how you'd build a larger tabletop RPG system using Text Expander JS. And the final thing, CareGen, ref3 CareGen, has a single shortcut. So if we do chargen, what is this character's name? And you can type in whatever you want. Let's say Sarah Blue. Okay. What is Sarah Blue's race? We're gonna say she is a human. And what is Sarah Blue, the human's class? We're gonna say rogue. Okay. And it's very simplified. Again, it's not based on any existing tabletop RPG. So to confirm this character, all the stats are built up from the fact that Sarah Blue is a human rogue. If we were to cancel at any point, in fact, let's cancel. It does not create the character. It just says character generation canceled by the user. So let's do it again. Sarah Blue. Okay, she's a human. She's a rogue. And this time we'll confirm. So it creates a new file. It basically takes the template and copies it into a new file and then fills out all the variables based on what we've chosen. Yeah, and that's essentially all there is to this prototype. I'm thinking, I feel like this is a pretty good way to go about it. You have a nice character generation system. You have various ways to access things. Again, I'm really interested in feedback on any features of this, but also especially any plugins that might be used to aid. Yeah, so that's about it. I look forward to hearing your feedback. Thank you for your time.